Hey everybody, it's Brad at Deere Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Going to do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 2008 John Deere 450J LGP Dozer that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions, I'll get up close to everything, I'll show you everything that I see, tell you everything that I know, and then of course we'll fire it up, we'll run it through its paces, we'll show you the pins up front. This one has a winch, so we'll show you the winch working in and out, let you hear the engine, then of course we'll tram it around, show you it drives nice and straight and turns strong to both directions. As always, if you were in the market for a used dozer, a used piece of construction equipment, or a used piece of ag equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one's a 2008 Deere 450J LGP, cab heat air, limb risers, and forestry cage. 6-way blade, like I said a little bit ago, it's got a rear winch, 10'4" wide blade, 24-inch pads, radio, pre-emissions diesel engine, 17,525 pound operating weight, and this one has 9,285 hours. So here in a little bit, we'll fire it up and we'll show you these pins up front here. There's a little bit of play in them. I would not call them sloppy, but there's definitely play in these pins. Obviously, it's not a brand new machine. Same thing with the ones back here. Both of them on this side and the other side are very similar. In the operational video, you'll just see this side. I don't walk around to both sides, but the other side is very similar to this one. I'll get up kind of up front here and show you the blade. As you can see here, they've patched there on the ends. Actually looks like probably the whole thing they have. They've replated that whole thing. You see there's a weld there in the middle at some point. And then again here out on the outer edge. On the back side of the blade back here, I don't see anything that looks like it's been busted and welded anywhere. My guess is, with the way the pins are, I'm sure they've been changed at some point, being 90-some hundred hours. Because like I said, they're not sloppy, but there's definitely play. But I would assume if they were the original pins, they'd have way more play in them than they do. Sheet metal here, pretty good up here. That yellow's still fairly bright. Starting to peel a little bit around the edges. And that gray here on this side's decent. Kind of get up close to cylinders. That one up top seems to be pretty dry. This one might have just a little bit of moisture there on the bottom. That one there actually looks fairly dry. When we get to the other side, I'll check those. Take a look at the undercarriage here. So grousers are just a little over a finger tall. Back side of the pads have a little bit of a wave to them there, as you can see. Coming down to the sprockets. Sprockets are definitely, in my opinion, the weakest point of the undercarriage. As you can see there, those sprockets are getting pretty wore down. Chain is not terrible. And the pins, I'll try to get up underneath here. There's a little bit of a flat edge there on the pins. They're not awful, but there is definitely some flat edge on them. I don't know how well you guys can see that there. Kind of hard for me to get this camera underneath any farther. Side rail of the undercarriage here. Everything looks decent. It's not all the way extended out. It's extended out some, but looking at our sheet metal here on this side, that door's pretty good. Paint starting to flake just a little bit around the edges there, and on the ROPS inside here, master switch, batteries. Coming around to the back, like I said, winch works good. We'll show that here in a little bit. Back here on this rear, as you can see, paint starting to peel on these back corners. Back of the cab's pretty straight, nothing major up there. Coming around to this side, we'll look at the undercarriage on this side. It matches up really similar to the other side. Grousers are about the same. Back side of the pads, as you can see, like I said, they've got a little bit of a wave to them there. Sprockets on this side are maybe just a touch better than the other side, but they're still, like I said, the sprockets need replaced sooner than later. Definitely not a lot of life left in those sprockets. Chain's about the same here. And the side rail here, pretty much the same as on the other side. That front idler's out about the same on this side as it is the other side. Again, looking at the sheet metal on these back corners, just paint flaking just a little bit around the edges. We are talking a, what, 17-year-old dozer now at this point. Inside here, valve, a little bit of dirt and grease in here. I don't see any of these lines that are actually wet. Like I said, there's, as you can see, there's some grease and stuff in here. Looking at this side, the engine enclosure here, again, paint chipped just a little bit. That yellow paint's decent, especially for a 17-year-old machine. Gray's pretty decent on this side. Again, this cylinder shows about the same wear as the other side, which you'll see here in a little bit. The pins on this cylinder, I should say. Same thing over here. I'm not seeing anything on the back side of the blade on this side either that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere. But I'll go slow so you can see everything well. That front grille is pretty good. Hop up here and can't see well out down into these engines, but I'll show you the best I can. The gray paint up on top here is pretty decent. It matches up to the sides, not all peeled off. Kind of hard, I can't get in real far, but I'll get in as best I can here and show you what I can. In here in the engine bay. Just dirt and dust. Up on top there, the radiator. Go over here and take a look in the cab. Kind of get a good look here at all the glass. Glass is good here, that front glass. I don't see any cracks or spider webbing into the glass. Of course, some of it's protected there by the Forestry cage, but here where you walk into the cab, that step's in good shape here, and then of course right here everything looks pretty good. That floor mat's actually pretty decent. I'm not seeing a bunch of cuts or tears there. That footrest is good. Taking a look at the seat. That bottom cushion, there's 3 little holes here. There, there, and there. I don't see any other ones on that bottom cushion. Backrest looks pretty good. I don't see any cuts or tears there. Armrest, as you can see, that rubber's starting to get hard and kind of how they do that, kind of get crackly, and same thing here. Winch controls. Dozer blade controls. This joystick here looks pretty decent. That rubber boot's got a little tear down here. That front portion of that rubber boot's got a tear. Over here on your drive joystick, toggles look pretty good. That rubber boot on this one actually looks pretty decent. Speed controls. dash, all your, I don't know how well you can hear it back there, but the radio works. 92.85 there on the hours. All of our switches for our lights and fans, everything looks good there. HVAC controls. I know it's a little dark in here, so the lighting's not the greatest, so you can see that, but everything looks pretty good up there. The way my camera setup is, it's hard to get closer. Headliner, I'll try to kind of tilt back. The headliner's actually very clean. I don't see any water stains. There's a couple little spots where there's little speckles of grease and a little bit of dust. You can see there, but doesn't look like any water stains, or it's actually pretty darn clean for a forestry dozer. All right, like I said, this one's a 2008 Deere 450J LGP. Lots of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. Get that door shut, we'll fire it up and get right into an operational video.